Hi, how many of you have learned something growing up that you passed down to your children? Perhaps it was passed down to you. Well, I learned how to do origami from my mom, who's from Japan, and the word origami comes from the Japanese word origami, ori meaning folded, gami meaning paper. So, folded paper, that's how it got its name. So now you've learned something new, hopefully. And I'd like to show you a couple of easy folds today because some of them are very hard and they take quite a lot of time. So the first fold I would like to show you is an envelope. An envelope is pretty easy and it's something that people use quite often. First of all, the paper that you use for origami, it could be any type of paper. But if you have origami paper, most of the time it's already pre-measured. This is a 13 by 13 piece of paper. Origami paper should be horizontally and vertically the same. So it could be 6 by 6, which is what this paper is in this book. It's all 6 by 6 and pre-measured. A lot of the books come with paper, which is really nice. This is Origami Animals. This comes from a larger book that my daughter had called The Biggest Ever Book of Origami, just because it's a large book and it has all different types of paper, 13 by 13. But if you don't have origami paper, you can use a piece of sheet paper, notebook paper, and the way to get it to fold to be the size that you need, you would just take it and fold it into a triangle up along the side, make sure that it's measured out, and folded straight, and then cut the top off, and you'll have an even sheet of paper horizontally and vertically. You could take a ruler and fold, cut up wrapping paper, which is what I did for this little bird here. I'm not going to show you how to make the bird today, but they're really fun and creative. So, but I'll show you a few examples. Anyway, back to the envelope. The envelope, we're going to take this paper and we're going to fold it into a triangle. I've already pre-folded some of my folds, as you can see, to make it a little bit easier. After you fold it into a triangle, take the top peak and fold it down like an envelope and then unfold it. We really just want to get that line in there. Then you're going to take the left corner and fold it over a little over halfway. Make sure that it's even here with that fold. You don't want to go too far in and then you won't be able to close your envelope properly. And then you're going to take the right corner and fold it in a little over halfway. Again, make sure that your corner there matches up evenly. And then the way that you get it to hold together is there's an opening here. You just kind of put this into that opening and tuck it in, and it holds nice and even there, kind of holds it together. But we're not done yet because this is open in here. See, you really can't put much in there. It's real open. So you're going to take this front flap and you're going to fold it down, and you're going to take your fingers here and hold this and tuck this in. Just tuck it in nice and neat there. And now you have, when you open it with your hand, and you have a nice envelope and nothing's going to fall out. So you can take this and put a little sticker or a piece of tape there, and that'll hold it together. And you can take your flap down and again put another little sticker after you put whatever you want to put in your envelope, of course. And you can turn it around and address it to somebody. Now this one's a little bit dark to address. I wouldn't suggest using a real dark color if you're going to put it in the mail. But if you're just handing it to somebody, isn't that a very pretty envelope? Or have you ever lost an envelope? Say you bought a card, you don't know what happened to the envelope. Now you can create your own envelope. And you can make all different sizes. If you need a larger one or a smaller one, here's a couple of examples of smaller envelopes that I made earlier. These are made out of this 6 by 6 piece of paper. A neat little thing that you can use these envelopes for are gift cards or a pair of earrings or something small, and you can gift them. So that is the envelope. The second thing I would like to show you how to make is a little treat bag or a little treat basket. It kind of looks like a little flower pot, I think. But again, you start with an even sheet of paper. This is 13 by 13 again. You're going to fold it up into a triangle, into a V, like you did before. Now this one though, I do want to flap this down like a little envelope, and you'll see why later, and then fold it back up. This one you're going to take and fold it down long ways so that the bottom meets the bottom, and straighten it out and fold it and crease it. And then you're going to unfold it because you need this little crease, and I'll show you why. You're going to take this left corner and you're going to fold it over to the top tip of where that little fold was, and just kind of hold it there, push it down, crease it. Then you're going to take this right corner and bring it up to this little corner, and again fold it down, crease it. Looks like a little flower pot now, but you can't really hold it together because there's no opening here, but there is an opening at the top. So you're going to take this opening, the front opening, bring this first flap down and tuck it into that opening, kind of fold it in there. And it's a little difficult to do up in the air. If you were on the table, it's a little flatter, but I wanted to show you how to do it. So then that holds it together, and when you open it, you have the opening. And you can probably use this as an envelope also, but it's more like a treat bag because it's an odd-shaped envelope. And again, even though this is holding together, being held together here, I would suggest putting a sticker or a little piece of tape just to hold it together tighter. But you can put little treats in here, or you can fold this back flap backwards and tape it down, and you just have like an even open cup or a scoop. My children liked to use this as a little cup when they were growing up. They thought it was kind of cool. You could just kind of, if you didn't have a cup, you had a paper cup. You just made yourself a paper cup. If you're out camping, you can scoop it into the water, scoop sand in it. So, if you're ever out and about and you don't have a cup but you want to drink, you can create a cup if you have a piece of paper or a piece of cardboard. So you can do quite a lot with paper if you set your mind to it. You can be very creative with that. And again, you can make smaller little treat bags, put little earrings in there and fold it up and give it as a gift, or a very small little cup, almost like a tiny Dixie cup, only it's not flat on the bottom, but you can flatten it. You can figure that out, I'm sure. Also, there's a lot of different folds you can make. You can make a basket or a little box. If you make the top piece a little bit larger, you can make the lid of the box. The cranes, like I said, are very popular in Japan. A lot of people make mini cranes and make sort of like a little wind chime. They won't chime, of course, unless you put something in there to make noise. And there's a little story behind the cranes. My mom used to tell me this story growing up in my children, that many little girls in Japan love to make the cranes because there's a legend that if you make 1,000 cranes, your dreams or your wishes will come true. And the little girls believe that when they grow up, that if they can make 1,000 cranes before they get married, that they're going to live happily ever after. I'm sure that dreams or wishes, boys have dreams and wishes also, so they could also make the cranes if they wanted to. Or they could change the story around and maybe make little dinosaurs instead. My grandson loves little dinosaurs. Or this is a little frog my daughter made. They're a little more complicated, so I am not good at making frogs. They're much more time consuming. But these books have a lot of different designs in them. You can make doll clothes, you can create so many different things. And origami is not just for fun, but you can, it's also, it'll work your mind a little bit because you're thinking about the paper folds. It'll help you with dexterity with your hands. So it's good for the young or the old or anybody in between. And, it makes you think about things and use your fingers to make things. If it's a rainy day outside, you can sit in the house and do origami with the kids, or, say you're bored and the kids are saying, hey, there's nothing to do, You can say, hey, let's fold some paper. So I hope you all give it a try. I would love to see any creations that you would make. So be. Oh my God, it's still long.